Around 4 years before the events of Episode 1, on the lush green planet of Kashyyyk, home to the Wookiees, Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn has brought his young padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi for a training exercise. Obi-Wan initially questions his master, as it's the Wookies Life Day Celebration and not really the environment for any training exercises that he can see at least. But knowing that Qui-Gon can be unconventional, at times he decides to go along with it. Life Day is a Wookiee holiday that celebrates family, joy, and harmony with the world around them. Traditionally, they hold it at their Tree of Life. The actual original Life Day took place November 17, 1978, as a holiday special episode which actually featured all the main cast and a song sung by Carrie Fisher herself. Qui-Gon has so much that he wants Obi-Wan to learn here. There are many things that the Wookiees celebrate on Life Day that has so much in common with the Force. With Kashyyyk's energy surrounding them, he wants Obi-Wan to focus and realize that the Force is so much more than their personal connections to it. It's even bigger than life and death itself. However, the lesson is interrupted as Qui-Gon is engulfed by a very affectionate Wookiee friend, Brennan, whom he has apparently known since his days as a Padawan learner and has saved his life on multiple occasions. They speak briefly about another Wookiee that is close to Brennan named Balfus. He is currently missing, and it's extremely uncommon for a Wookiee to be absent from family during a Life Day celebration. Butting into the conversation, Obi-Wan informs Qui-Gon that he senses danger, and they draw their sabers and prepare to face it. From the skies, nets begin to fall over the tops of the poor Wookiees, ruining their celebration. Trandoshans drop down into their midst, trying to capture as many of them as they can, knowing that the Wookiee people would be most vulnerable today during their Life Day celebration. Lightsabers blazing, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon prepare to do battle with the Scaled Hunters, trying their best to defend the Wookiee people. Fortunately, the Trandoshans are trying to capture them for the hunt and not actually kill the Wookiees. However, while trying to save his friend Brennan from capture by slicing a Trandoshan blaster in two, Qui-Gon finds a net falling over his own head and drops his lightsaber. He is quickly drawn toward the Trandoshan ship and calls out for Obi-Wan to protect the Wookiees. Captured and caged, Qui-Gon tries reasoning with Korgan, the leader of the Trandoshans. He tries convincing him to let the Wookiees and his pupil be. He tells Korgan that he alone will be enough of a challenge for them in their hunt all by himself. He even goes as far as to try and persuade him using the Force. It almost works, but after a brief mental struggle, Korgan refuses. Qui-Gon tells him that his greed will be his downfall, and then Trandoshan replies that it actually is his arrogance that will be his. Obi-Wan is torn. He knows that he needs to rescue his master, but Qui-Gon is surrounded by Trandoshans, and he does not want to put the Wookiees in danger. Brennan tells Obi-Wan that the trouble with the Trandoshans is actually a good lesson for them. She says that sometimes you have to remember who you are not to better actually understand who you are. He chides her for sounding like Qui-Gon, but the advice gives Obi-Wan an idea. Later, Obi-Wan shows up at the Trandoshans' camp, offering himself up in surrender, which actually confuses Qui-Gon, who is unsure of what Obi-Wan is up to. Obi-Wan basically tells them that he is just a Padawan and can't really do anything on his own without his master, and he asks that they release the Wookiees and take him instead. However, this is all a ruse. As he keeps the Trandoshans distracted, he uses the Force to unlock Qui-Gon's cage. In seconds, Qui-Gon bursts from his cage and using the Force pulls his lightsaber from Obi-Wan's belt, drawing it on the Trandoshans. He tells Korgan that he probably should have taken Qui-Gon's deal and lines up to once again battle them. Korgan still seems pretty confident that they can handle the two Jedi because they have much greater numbers, but at a witty comment from Obi-Wan about not coming alone, an entire army of Wookiees show up. Because it is their Life Day, the Wookiees offer the Trandoshans a peaceful conclusion to this conflict, and now the outnumbered and outskilled ones, the Trandoshans, give up and surrender. Afterwards, as the Life Day celebration continues, Obi-Wan asks Qui-Gon why he didn't break himself out of the cage. It was very obvious to him that his master probably could have handled the situation on his own, and Qui-Gon's only reply was that he was waiting for a more unconventional solution. Basically, this was a test and a challenge for Obi-Wan, which I would assume that he passed. He tells Obi-Wan to always trust in the Force. No matter where it guides you, it will always teach you something new.